Imagine standing at your sister's front door at 9 o'clock at night. You just found out she stole $31,000 from you 12 years ago, and when you confront her, she doesn't apologize, she doesn't cry, she looks you in the eye and says, "You were 22. You would have wasted it." My name is Clara, and for 12 years, I believed my grandmother died with nothing. Abuela Carmen raised me and my older sister Val after our mother passed away. I was 8 when Mama died. Val was 13, Abuela was already 65. But she never complained. Not once. Why? She worked as a seamstress in Albuquerque. Her hands were permanently calloused. Her back ached constantly, but every night, she would sit at her old Singer sewing machine and mend clothes for the neighbors. $5 here, $10 there. She saved every penny. When I was 18, I left for college. Abuela cried at the airport. She pressed a crumpled $50 bill into my palm and said, "Estudia mucho, mija, study hard. I want you to have the life I never could." I became a social worker, not a high-paying job, but I loved it. Val became a real estate agent, then an investor. Then she married a man named Daniel who owned a construction company. They live in a beautiful house in Santa Fe. 4 bedrooms, a pool, to luxury SUVs. Default text. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in Albuquerque. My couch is from Goodwill. My car is a 2012 Honda with a check engine light that's been on for 3 years. I never envied Val. She worked hard. She made good choices. I was proud of her. Then Abuela got sick. It was fast. Pancreatic cancer. 3 months from diagnosis to the end. Val and I took turns at the hospital. I slept in those horrible plastic chairs. I held Abuela's hand while she vomited from the chemo. I sang her favorite songs when she couldn't sleep. Val was there too. But Val was always managing. She talked to the doctors. She handled the bills. She told me not to worry about anything. She has a small life insurance policy. Val said one day in the hospital hallway. Maybe 10,000. But she has some medical debts too. I'll take care of everything after she's gone. I nodded. I trusted her. She was my big sister. Abuela died on a Tuesday, October 14th. I remember because it was 2 days before my 22nd birthday. We buried her next to our mother. Small ceremony. Simple headstone. I cried so hard I couldn't stand. A week later, Val sat me down in Abuela's kitchen. The kitchen where Abuela used to make us hot chocolate on cold mornings. The kitchen where she taught me to sew. Val held my hand. She looked sad. Genuinely sad. "Clara," she said. "I need to tell you something." My heart dropped. Abuela's bank account was almost empty, Val said. And she had some debts I didn't know about. Medical bills. Credit cards. After I paid everything, there was nothing left. "I'm so sorry." I started crying again. Not because of the money, because Abuela worked so hard her whole life, 78 years, calloused hands, aching back, and she died with nothing. "It's okay," I said. "We have each other." That's what she wanted. Val hugged me. We cried together. I believed every word. That was 12 years ago. Last month, I got a phone call. I was sitting on my Goodwill couch, eating ramen for the 3rd night in a row, when my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Miss Clara Mendez?" A man's voice said, "Yes, my name is Marcus Webb. I'm a paralegal with Sandoval and Associates. I'm calling regarding the estate of Carmen Mendez, your grandmother." My stomach clenched. "She passed away 12 years ago." "Yes, ma'am. I'm aware. However, a document has recently come to light that was never filed with the probate court. A life insurance policy through La Crucis Credit Union." I set down my ramen. "The policy was valued at $62,000, he continued. "The original beneficiary designation named both you and your sister Valentina Mendez-Ross as equal beneficiaries. 50-50. My hands were shaking. "However," he said, "a change of beneficiary form was submitted 1 week before your grandmother's death. The new form named only your sister as the beneficiary. 100% to Valentina." I couldn't breathe. "The signature on that change form," he said slowly, "does not match your grandmother's signature on file. We've had a handwriting analyst review it. In their opinion, the signature is a forgery." I don't remember hanging up the phone. I don't remember driving to Santa Fe. I remember standing on Val's doorstep in the dark at 9 o'clock at night, my hands still shaking. Daniel opened the door. "Clara? What's wrong? Where is she?" Val came to the door. She was wearing a silk robe. Her hair was Perfect, her nails were perfect. Clara, what are you doing here? I looked at her, this woman who held my hand while I cried at our grandmother's grave. This woman who told me Abuela died with nothing, $62,000. I said. Her face didn't change. But something in her eyes shifted. Val, I said, $62,000. Half of that was mine. You stole $31,000 from me, from Abuela, from our family. She stepped outside, closed the door behind her. Daniel was still inside. Clara, she said quietly, let's go for a walk. No, tell me the truth, right now. She looked at me for a long moment. Then she crossed her arms, and she said the words I will never forget. Clara, you were 22, you would have wasted it. I stared at her. You were in college. You would have spent it on stupid things. Trips, clothes, whatever. I was building a business. I was investing. I made that money grow. I bought real estate. I built a life. It wasn't your money to invest, I whispered. It was Abuela's money. And she would have wanted someone to use it wisely. She would have wanted us to share it equally. Like she wrote. Before you forged her signature. Val's face hardened. Don't say that. It's true, you know it's true. The paralegal told me, they have handwriting experts, they know it wasn't her signature. For the first time, Val looked scared. What do you want? She asked. I want you to admit what you did. I did what I had to do. That's not an admission. It's the only one you're getting. I turned around and walked back to my car. She didn't follow me. She didn't call my name. She just stood there in her silk robe on her beautiful porch in front of her beautiful house. The paralegal says I have a case. Fraud. Forgery. Breach of fiduciary duty. He says I could sue her. He says I could win, but here's the thing, suing Val means depositions. Court dates, lawyers. Family members choosing sides. My Auntie Alusha calling me, crying, begging me not to destroy the family. Suing Val means admitting that my sister stole from me. And somehow, that hurts more than the money. $31,000 would change my life. I could put a down payment on a small house. I could fix my car. I could stop eating ramen. But $31,000 won't give me back the sister I thought I had. Because the sister I thought I had died on that porch. The sister I thought I had held my hand and cried with me at Abuela's grave. The sister I thought I had didn't exist. She was a performance, a mask. The real Val forged our grandmother's signature. The real Val watched me cry over Abuela's empty bank account. The real Val let me believe our grandmother died with nothing, for 12 years. And when I confronted her, she didn't apologize, she didn't cry, she didn't even look sorry. She said, you were 22? You would have wasted it, so now I'm 34. And I have a choice to make. Do I sue my sister? Do I drag our family through court? Do I take her money and finally fix my car? Or do I walk away? Do I accept that $31,000 is the price of learning who my sister really is? Tia Lucia says forgiveness is the only way forward. She says family is family. She says Abuela wouldn't want us to fight. But Abuela also wouldn't want her signature forged. Abuela wouldn't want one granddaughter crying over ramen while the other one swims in a pool. I haven't decided yet. But every time I look at my Goodwill couch, my check engine light, my ramen noodles, I hear her voice. You were 22. You would have wasted it. And I wonder, did I waste it or did she waste us?